All right, on the first newspapers here in Nigeria, the big story there, and everyone has been talking about this. It says Naira redesign. CBN limits cash and ATM withdrawals to 100,000 Naira weekly or 20,000 Naira daily. Cash withdrawals above 100,000 or 500,000 Naira attract 5% or 10% charges respectively. And ATMs not to load above 200 Naira notes. That's the one that I still don't understand.
So I don't understand the 200 Naira notes one. I don't understand the 20,000 Naira daily. I don't think it makes sense. I would say that if they increased the daily limit, I said maybe 100,000 Naira daily max. Right?
For ATMs now.
For ATMs, that would have made more sense. But what am I using 20,000 Naira per day to do? You take 20,000 Naira, you fill your car, your tank, you buy petrol, buy one or two things, and 20,000 Naira is already done. So if I want to send someone to the market, if I want to send my maybe my help to the market, for example, or my shopper, I'll have to wait for 5 days, or I'll have started withdrawing from last week. If I want to do bulk shopping, I'll have started withdrawing from last week, which doesn't make sense. On the other hand, my theory is that the essence of this might actually be, of course, the underlying reason which the Naira redesign was done for, which is to bring out money that's, been outside the bank, the unbanked money, bringing it back into the vaults of the bank. And the other theory would be that kidnappers. So if a kidnapper kidnaps the victim and asks the family for ransom, and let's say they ask for ransom to the tune of 10 million Naira, do you know how many days it will take the family to be able to withdraw 10 million? The unfortunate thing is, people may die.
My response to that is I don't think kidnapper cares.
Yeah, they don't care. So, you just have to find out how you get the money. They don't care about it. So that's what I'm saying, that unfortunately, whilst I don't know if this would really reduce.
I don't think it will, because if that was the CBN's goal, I don't think it will. Any kidnapper, anybody who puts himself in that line of business, because it's now a business in Nigeria, I don't think he cares where you get the money from.
I mean,
but I think they're trying to reduce.
Said that they would keep the victims until the new Naira notes are out, and then they would only collect the new Naira.
The plan may be to reduce the amount of bills in circulation, and of course to limit the amount of money. It might also be directed towards the elections. Everyone is speculating, this or that. I hope that the Central Bank of Nigeria representatives and the governor is able to speak clearly and let Nigerians understand the reasons behind these moves. It might also be to encourage more of online transactions.
Yes.
But like you said, it's the poor people, the people in the marketplaces that will bear the brunt of this, because they haven't really gotten on board with online transactions. There are certain things that you need to buy now that you have to pay cash, because the seller may either not have a bank account or doesn't understand your online transactions.
Yes, personally, I haven't had an ATM card in 3 weeks, thereabouts. I'm going to apply for a new one. The advantages of that would be, okay, I can go around, do a few of my transactions, but the disadvantages would be that there's some transactions I need to make that they'll tell me blatantly, we don't do transfers, we do cash.
Yeah, all right. Let's still on the first newspapers. 2023 polls will be free and fair, Buhari assures. Says elections now difficult to rig in Nigeria. And also, why people are attacking me. And that's by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the APC's presidential candidate, as he explains source of wealth. If you saw that interview yesterday, he said that he likened himself to Warren Buffett, and said that he had, invested in stocks and the likes over time, and accuses his critics of envy. Just one more story because of time. Terrorist wives and commanders killed in Boko Haram ISWAP clashes. And congratulations to Morocco as they knock out Spain and book a quarterfinal spot. Africa celebrated yesterday.
Wow. Anyway, let's still look in Nigeria, see what's happening on the front page of the Daily Nation in Nigeria. I'm going to take the stories that did not appear, or rather the Nation, the stories that didn't appear on the first news. I'll take more, those stories. The big story here says, Buhari reappoints 2 CBN deputy governors. HOS for Oshun. Tinubu says, I'm the candidate to beat. That's why attacks are coming. Ex-governor speaks on records, wealth, economy, campaign council, defense, Chatham House outing. Oil theft, Nigeria may lose $23 billion next year, says NSA. Government raises special panel to check crude stealing. They say they know this, it's organized crime, they know who the thieves are, who are they, and what will be done, we don't know. $23 billion is a lot of money. Anyway, still on the front page, Sultan can upbeat on peaceful 2023 elections. Federal government seeks UN funding for 2023 polls census. Aregbeshola's men seek return to APC dissolve group. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Morocco roars into World Cup finals. Of course, there's the CBN story, which Osage took on the first newspaper. And two sad stories, or one sad story here. Daughter sets parents ablaze in Lagos. Wow. What do we call that? Is it a mental health issue? Because I don't know if a normal person would do that, or it's just plain wickedness. Wike knocks federal government on East-West Road. That's all that we can talk about this morning on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Let's head over to Kenya.
All right, and now on Daily Nation in Kenya this morning, boarding schools shock for parents. It says 5% less than 5% of primary schools have boarding facilities, according to the government, which is doing away with boarding schools will make education affordable. And the ban starts next year. It's in a move that caught families unaware. The government yesterday slapped a ban on registration of new boarding schools for children in grade 1 to 9 and any form of boarding for junior secondary schools. Children from pastoralist communities will, however, be exempt from the new rules. Pages 2 to 3. That's always been a conversation among young couples in Nigeria. Would you like to send your kids to boarding school? All right. Also, Kenya seeks 92 billion shillings treasury in talks with World Bank for loan to be secured by June. 53 armed groups in DR Congo signed peace deal. That's good news. And also, Ruto's sweetheart deal to entice MPs. And now this one you'd find interesting. Raila Odinga starts 30 days of defiance. It says on page 4, the Azimio Brigade will be today converge on Kamukunju grounds in Kibra for the launch of anti-Ruto rallies, which will lead to parallel Jamhuri Day celebrations in Nairobi on the 12th of December.
What did this man ever do to them? They've not even allowed
Raila Odinga has to be the most or the longest serving opposition party member, opposition leader.
Or is he being an actual opposition?
I think he's been both, you know.
Because he's not even allowing Ruto to rule, like he's to lead. He's just gotten into government, trying to find his rhythm, and every day attack upon attack.
Yeah.